Good day, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. Militants in the Niger Delta region have again attacked a Chevron oil facility. A militant group called Niger Delta Avengers late Wednesday claimed responsibility for the attack. The group blew up the main electricity feed pipeline leading to the Escravos tank farm. In a tweet, the militant group confirmed that the latest attack on the oil facility was prompted by Chevron's refusal to fix a major crude oil pipeline blown up by the group earlier. The Avengers, who say they are fighting for a greater share of oil profits, an end to pollution and independence for the southern region, have told all oil firms to leave the Niger Delta region before the end of the month. Nigeria has responded by moving in army reinforcements. The violence in Niger's southern region has pushed the country's crude oil output to a 22-year low. Still on attacks in the Niger Delta region, the governor of Bayelsa State, Henry Dixon, has urged Nigeria's federal government to act with caution when dealing with militants in the restive region. Earlier this week, the Nigerian military said it has stepped up operations in the Niger Delta region following the attacks on several pipelines by suspected militants. Although the recent attacks have just occurred recently, Dixon, in a statement released, said a military approach would not calm the situation. Another person who shares that sentiment is British Foreign Minister Philip Hammond. Hammond says President Muhammad Buhari needs to deal with the root causes of the conflict because a military confrontation could end in disaster. The federal government and the Nigeria Labour Congress say they have set up a 16-man committee to work out palliative measures and fashion out a new minimum wage for Nigerians. The new wage will help cushion the effects of the increase in pump price of petrol. Both parties met on Wednesday to discuss the issues of the hike in electricity tariff, review of minimum wage for workers, and the pump price of petrol. The Congress had suspended its nationwide strike following an emergency meeting of its National Executive Council and the intervention of the leadership of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Following the removal of fuel subsidy, petrol, which used to sell for 86 naira per litre, now sells for 145 naira per litre. The Federal Road Safety Corps has emphasized the need for speed limiters to be installed in all cars across Nigeria in order to reduce the high rates of road accidents. Speaking at the Stakeholders Forum, the Corps Lagos State Commander Nsobong Charles Akpabio said the speed limiter was necessary to help the FRSC fulfill its legal duty of regulating cars on highways. On his part, the Lagos State Governor, who was represented by Special Advisor on Transportation, Olariwajo Elegushi, urged the citizens to embrace the measures.
The Corps shall stated the nations of the world that have embraced this system, including those in Africa and outside the African continent. And on legal aspect of it, the FRC Supplement Act 2007, as well as the National Road Traffic Regulations, gave us the mandate to regulate speed on national highways, and the effort being made by National Assembly, which is a plus to the ongoing campaign on speed limiting devices.
The Federal Road Safety Commission has been in the vanguard of enforcing road safety regulations to make driving on Nigerian roads a life-preserving venture. It therefore behoves all stakeholders, especially managers of large fleets, to engage their personnel in defensive driving techniques for personal and community safety. Excessive speed is a major risk factor in road traffic accidents, and statistics have it that it accounted for between 60 to 70% of road crashes in Nigeria. To this extent, the speed limit device is a viable option that must be embraced by all stakeholders. Equipping vehicles with speed limiting device is a sure way of exceeding legal speed limit, either consciously or unconsciously.
Before we can have an effective result of what is happening here, all of us need to change our attitude. Our individual attitude to laws made in the country. There are rules guiding the way you drive. But between me and you, how many of us are obeying those laws? Even if you put 1 million limiter inside vehicle. There are other factors. It is not only overspeeding that causes accident. There are other major factors that are contributing to accidents. So as a driver, be it commercial or private, we must obey simple rules and regulations. When that is done, then sky is the limit.
The Nigerian police say they have arrested 5 suspects involved in the midnight raid on Nibo community in Uzonwani local government area of Enugu State, southeast Nigeria. The April 25th incident left at least 9 people dead and many more injured. In a statement, the police force said operatives of the police arrested the suspects based on credible intelligence. The statement also revealed that the police recovered a mobile phone with a memory card containing the video recording of the killing in the community. Suspected Fulani herdsmen were blamed for the attack, and however, days after the incident, police in the state denied they were responsible. The Nigerian Senate has summoned the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, to appear before it and brief the senators on the current state of the Nigerian economy. The summon was sequel to a motion filed by the Chairman's Senate Committee on Gas, Senator Basi Akpan. The upper chamber, however, did not give the specific date that the 2 government officials would appear before it. The prosecuting witness at the ongoing corruption trial against Senator Bukola Saraki says the Nigerian Senate President and his wife co-owned the company through which an undeclared piece of property was purchased. Testifying at the Code of Conduct Tribunal, Michael Wetka said the company Kali Property Limited belongs to Saraki. He disclosed that Saraki bought the property in 1993, but that he did not declare it in 2003 when he was governor of Kwara State. Saraki is currently facing a 16-count charge of false asset declaration while he was the governor of the state. The tribunal has since adjourned the trial till June 1st, 2016.
The defendant was the one who acquired the property in Abuja, plot 2482 cadastral, that he was the one. Now what we have established is, one, he wasn't the one who acquired that property. It was Carlyle Properties Limited, a limited liability company. That is the first thing that we've established. The second thing is, as any first-year student of law knows, limited liability companies are different from their shareholders. That means if the property belongs to Carlyle, then you really, one, he doesn't even have an obligation to declare it in his assets declaration form. And second, you can't really take him up in regard to those issues regarding Carlyle. And the third thing is exactly the shareholding of Carlyle. And we referred to the relevant Corporate Affairs Commission's documents to show exactly who the shareholders of that company are. And those are critical issues, the ingredients which go to the counts that we addressed today.
If you look at our counts 6, 7, 8, and 10, all those counts deals with the same properties. From count 6 to 9, all those counts deal with the same property. And we mentioned clearly that he acquired it in the name of his company called Carlyle. And he said in his asset declaration that the Carlyle belongs to him and he has a controlling and substantial share in those companies. We are not doing civil case. It's a civil case that you did all this issue of separate identity. The company that is not doing any work, that is not performing anything, you are using the company as a vehicle to acquire properties. Then you acquire property and say, no, the company is different from yourself. Is it done anywhere? And you refuse to declare those things, and you declare some that you bought in the name of Carlyle. You say, yes, I hold this property, but in the name of Carlyle. But you did not declare this. And we are saying you did not declare these properties. So you are now saying that the property are different. If they are different, why did he declare other property in the name of Carlyle? So these are the issues that the court will decide at the end of the day. It's unfortunate. I have never seen a situation where a witness will be called and will be cross-examined by 3 witnesses, by 3 counsel representing only one defendant. I've never seen that kind of situation. And they have been here cross-examining this witness. Today is the 10th day of the cross-examination of just one witness. So, and the idea is clear. Everybody, we have been in this business for some time. The idea is to extend these proceedings as long as possible, so that to enable him to continue to enjoy his office. So that's the idea.
Nigeria's revenue dropped again as the federal, state and local governments shared 281.5 billion naira as revenue allocation for the month of April. The revenue is the lowest the government has shared since the crude oil price began to decline late 2014. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy and its top oil producer, but its public finances have suffered as the price of crude oil dropped around the world. Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun also blamed the drop in allocation on the huge decline recorded in the price of crude oil. Nigeria's federal government has declared Monday, May 30th, public holiday to commemorate Democracy Day. The Democracy Day, which is May 29th, falls on Sunday. May 29th is an annual public holiday which commemorates the restoration of democracy in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was first celebrated in May 1999 when then President Olusegun Obasanjo took office as the President of Nigeria. The Nigerian government has appointed chief executives of 6 information-related parastatals. The parastatals are under the Ministry of Information and Culture. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed announced the appointments in Abuja, the nation's capital. Those appointments are Ishaq Modibo Kawu as the Director General of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, Mansur Liman as the Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Yakubu Mohammed as the Director General of Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), Garba Abari as the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Bayo Onanuga as the Managing Director of the News Agency of Nigeria (NAN), Osita Okechukwu as Director General of the Voice of Nigeria. The appointments take effect immediately. In what is set to become a major milestone achievement in its 50 years of existence, the Lagos State government has signed a memorandum of understanding to kickstart the construction of the 4th mainland bridge. Speaking at the signing at the banquet hall in Lagos State, Governor Akinwumi Ambode said the need for the bridge had become imperative following the phenomenal growth in the population of the state. The 38-kilometer bridge, which is geared towards economic growth in the state, is expected to cost at least 844 billion naira in a public-private partnership. The government says it will be delivered in 3 years. Former Deputy Governor of Osun State, Iola Amishere, has asked the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to pay him 500 million naira as damages for declaring him wanted. Omishere described the notice as offensive, malicious and false. He threatened to sue the commission and its head of media and publicity if the payment is not made. He also demanded an immediate retraction of the publication. The FCC had declared Omishere wanted in connection with receiving and misappropriating the sum of over 700 million naira from the office of the National Security Advisor between June and November 2014. Time for a short break. When we come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Don't go away.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, but this way you talk, you too much. Give me 5,000 man that you. You too much. So you get it like, when she move along the street, yeah, me should like that, I'm going girl. You know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few, I'm forever taking it personal. I will listen 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? Brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do? How we train them? We did the way you did.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, they will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. The Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced a flexible exchange rate policy. This was announced by the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele at the end of the two-day rate-setting meeting by the Monetary Policy Committee in Abuja, the nation's capital. The meeting, which has been described as anticipated, also showed that the CBN might be open to the devaluation of the Nigerian currency. Meanwhile, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry (LCCI) has commended the CBN for their decision.
The committee observed that in an economy characterized by high import dependence, the shortage of foreign exchange provided some basis for price increases as currently being experienced. Committee noted that the economy needed to aggressively earn and build up its stock of foreign reserves in order to avoid distortions when faced with severe shocks. The committee further noted that the current inflation trend, being largely a product of structural rigidities and inadequate foreign exchange earnings, would continue to be closely monitored and in coordination with fiscal policy with a view to addressing the underlying drivers of the upward price movements. Shed more light on BDC, the flexibility we're talking about will be worked out and a lot of details will be provided in the coming days. But of course, BDCs, they are part of the foreign exchange market, but I am not by any means saying that we are going to restore BDC as in providing dollars from the Central Bank of Nigeria to fund BDC operations. They will continue to operate at the autonomous market.
Still on business, Nigerian stocks rose to a near 5-month high, with banks leading the charge. This was driven by hopes that the more flexible foreign exchange policy will boost dollar supply and lure back foreign investors. The main stock index was up 3.36% at 28,143 points to levels last seen on January 5th. Nigerian and foreign companies active in the country have been laying off staff as they struggle to get hard currency to fund imports for spare parts and their products. The price of oil has gotten above $50 per barrel for the first time in 2016. This comes as supply disruptions and increased global demand continue to fuel a recovery. Brent crude oil was up 31 cents at $50.05 per barrel, while U.S. crude futures were up 30 cents at $49.86 per barrel. A string of outages such as wildfires in Canada, on Western Nigeria and Libya knocked out nearly 4 million barrels per day of oil production. More than 30 migrants are feared dead after a boat capsized in the Mediterranean off the Libyan coast, while some 77 were rescued by EU naval units from the sea. Ships from an EU task force and Italy's coast guards raced to the rescue as survivors clung to the hull or swam. The alert had been issued by a Luxembourg survey plane, which saw the capsized boat filled with migrants. The Italian Navy rescued 562 migrants from a capsized boat on Wednesday. Egypt's officials say a vessel provided by French company Alcema, which specializes in marine wreckage searches, will join in the hunt for the black boxes from crashed Egypt Air Flight MS-804. On Wednesday, Egyptian authorities said 2 companies, one French and one Italian, will help search for the black boxes of the plane. The ill-fated flight that crashed in the Mediterranean on May 19th had 66 people on board. It's nearly a week now, and investigators have no clear picture of the plane's final moments. Moving on to sport, Nigeria under-23 national team coach Samson Siase has revealed that he's currently in talks with Arsenal over the participation of Alex Iwobi at the Rio Olympic Games. Arsenal and Iwobi had previously expressed confidence about his participation at the Games, but Siase just revealed that the Gunners are reconsidering their decision to allow him play for Nigeria. The Dream Team 6 are in Group B of the Olympic football tournament alongside Sweden, Colombia and Japan. They will open campaign against Japan on August 4, 2016. Jules Bianchi's family has filed a lawsuit against Formula One. Bianchi died due to head injuries he suffered during an accident at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. The accident occurred after Bianchi lost control of his car and collided with the rear of a tractor crane. He died on July 17, 2015 after he was in a coma for 9 months. An English law firm working on behalf of the Bianchi family has revealed it plans to sue the FIA, Bianchi's Marussia team, and Formula One Group. The Bianchi family believes the action of one or more of the three parties may have contributed to the deadly crash. Portuguese legend Cristiano Ronaldo has endorsed Jose Mourinho's imminent move to Manchester United, saying his countrymen can help the Red Devils recover their identity. Mourinho has already agreed personal terms with the Red Devils, and the club is expected to announce his capture in the coming days. The 53-year-old will replace Dutchman Louis van Gaal, who was sacked on Monday despite leading the club to his first FA Cup title in 12 years. Ronaldo, who spent 6 illustrious years at Old Trafford, has backed the former Chelsea manager to help return the glory days back to Manchester United. That's all we have on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.